Welcome to the European Parliamentary Research Service podcasts.
The European Commission wants to better protect kids by ensuring that toys made available on the market are safe. But how is it going to do that? Stay with us.
Toys sold in the EU market are already among the safest in the world, but the European Commission wants to take safety one step further. So, where's the problem now?
Currently, toys are regulated by an EU directive laying down the safety requirements they must meet to be sold in the single market, regardless of where they've been manufactured. However, besides shortcomings in the implementation of the directive, technological developments also create new opportunities and risks that should be addressed.
For instance, despite the current requirements, toys posing a risk to children are still for sale in the EU. So current EU rules need to be better implemented and enforced, especially when it comes to online sales, to prevent loopholes. So how is the EU going to step up protection against unsafe toys?
The Commission's proposal pursues two main objectives. The first is to increase toy safety, including protection from harmful chemicals in toys. The second is to strengthen enforcement to ensure that only safe toys are sold in the EU. Now let's walk you through the fine print.
In relation to the first objective, the proposal extends the current ban on substances classified as carcinogenic, mutagenic, and toxic for reproduction to include endocrine disruptors. These are chemicals that affect the endocrine system, as well as chemicals that are toxic to a specific organ or affect the immune, neurological, or respiratory system.
It also proposes a wider definition of children's health to include also their mental health, their well-being, and cognitive development.
Now, this is great, but without a proper enforcement framework, it may not lead to significant change. So, to reduce the still high number of unsafe toys sold in the EU, the European Commission has adopted a proposal for a regulation that will apply directly to all member states. But how would it work in practice? Here's Clément Evroux from the European Parliamentary Research Service.
If the proposed new rules go through, the design and manufacturing of toys would have to comply systematically with extended essential safety requirements, including for the protection of mental health. Moreover, toys will have to comply with another set of obligations to reduce risks from hazardous chemicals.
Checks along the value chain will also be improved. For instance, importers will have to present digital product passports for all toys at EU borders, including for those sold online. And if there are risks not foreseen by the new legislation, the Commission will be able to ban additional substances from manufactured toys.
In the European Parliament, the file is in the hands of the Committee on Internal Market and Consumer Protection. We spoke to the rapporteur, Marion Walsman.
The product passport for toys is a good idea, although I am not convinced that it can solve all existing market surveillance problems, especially those caused by unsafe toys from third countries. We need to make sure that we propose clear but also feasible measures for toy manufacturers, most of whom are SMEs.
Consumer organizations such as BEUC have qualified the proposal as a milestone to protect children's health, praising the extension of the generic ban on endocrine disruptors. But industry representatives convey more nuanced opinions. We spoke to Katrien van Reet, Director General of Toys Industries of Europe.
Reputable toy makers make safe toys, and some elements in the proposal reinforce Europe's strong toy safety regime, but others have nothing to do with safety and will end up banning some safe and much loved toys. I don't believe any policymaker wants to ban a safe toy, so we urge them to focus on what truly matters.
So, when can we expect the new rules to start applying?
Well, that will still take some time. Once examined by both the European Parliament and the Council of the EU, both institutions will need to agree on a common position, which will pave the way for the adoption of the new rules. But this won't happen overnight.
So, stay tuned, and for more information, check out Clément Evroux's full policy brief on the EPRS website or in our app.
This is a European Parliamentary Research Service podcast.
Thanks for listening.